Do you know why? Because I feel like I have a relationship with him, so I'm good.
No. I feel like I haven't reached a point in my relationship with him where I'm confident that I'm going to be saved when he comes back.
No, I am not ready for God to come back. Mostly because I feel like there's a lot of distractions in school and like just in life in general, and I feel like I'm not giving my whole attention just to God. Like there's so much stuff to do, like caring about my family, my sister, school, jobs, like so many things to do, and that can be overwhelming. But I don't think I'm ready yet. I think I'm close though. But if he came right now, I don't know if I would go to heaven or not, honestly.
I don't think I'm ready yet because I'm not ready to pay for all the wrongs that I've done,
Right.
or answer for them.
Be ready? Damn, I don't know if I can answer. Why not? I can't answer that.
Okay.
I don't think me or the world would be ready.
Right.
Nope.
Okay.
Me personally, I don't feel like I'm ready for God to come back for me yet. I feel like I have to still get some things together in my life. That's why each day is a gift. But I do feel like there's a lot of bad going on in the world that it would be better if he did come back to get the church now. But, you know, it's all in his timing, so.
Who can God use and who does God use first?
Will I be ready? I believe so.
You think you're ready?
I believe so because, you know, he says if you believe in him, then when he comes back, he's taking all of his chosen with him.
Right.
So that's why I believe that, you know, by taking him as my savior when I was young, that, you know, I'm one of his chosen now. So that means I'm not going to be left in the chaos of, you know, everything else when it happens.
Yeah, although it's scary, I feel like the whole book of Revelations I just kind of tend to stay away from because it freaks me out. But that's bad. I should desire to read it. But I think that there's problems that we as humans are trying to solve, or maybe are like think it's so bad that we can't solve it, that I think only God can solve. And so these problems are just going to continue being issues until Christ does come back and kind of inputs his wisdom on the world and reveals himself to us in probably very mysterious, non-conventional ways, because that's how Jesus did it the first time and probably how we'll do it again. I don't think he'll come back as like this king that we're all going to recognize immediately. I think he's going to come back in a way that is going to challenge people to really see him.
Well, God can use anyone. Honestly, if you know how to cook, sing, play the piano, he'll use you in any type of way possible to spread his word.
God can use anybody. It doesn't matter who it is. He uses me. Well, yeah, he uses me through like helping people, because that's what I want to do. I want to be a social worker, so he's going to use my gift of like me helping people and my personality to help people. So it doesn't matter who you are, you just have to be willing to accept God, honestly.
God used for his purpose.
I think he uses all of us in many different ways. I think that he usually uses people that we least expect him to use to do the greatest things.
God used for his purpose.
God uses anyone. I think it's a matter of individuals deciding that they're going to allow themselves to be used by him. So I think God is ready and waiting to constantly be using people, but it's up to us to decide to let ourselves be.
God can use anybody he wants. God doesn't have any limits.
For his purpose.
God can use anything and anybody in any situation at any time, because he's God. Like, everything belongs to him. He formed it. He created it with his word. So anything, anybody.
As Christians, I think it's better for us to stay where we feel is a lost cause, because God put us on earth to be good stewards. And I feel like as a Christian, I should stay and be able to help and nurture it back to health.
No, I don't think so. I think there's still a lot of work to be done. I don't think God's ready for that.
Ourselves as Christians.
No, because we were all once a lost cause before God saved us.
I don't think that we should have been in the lost, because I believe it's my duty as a born-again, baptized, Holy Ghost-filled believer and Christian, that it's my duty to be assigned to somebody who is either struggling in the walk or to a lost soul, because they all belong to God. So you're assigned to whoever or wherever He places you.
Contribute change to?
No, because I think every occupation and every organization has human beings involved, and God doesn't look down on any human being and say, there's no point in trying. He always looks at us with love and grace and mercy, all of which we can't comprehend. And so, no, there's nothing, because every single one involves human beings, whether human beings' lives at stake or human beings as part of the organization. And so it's worth it as Christians to try to be a light, to try to create change where change needs to happen. But no, I think just sitting back and not trying is not what we're called to do.
As Christians, I think it's better for us to stay where we feel is a lost cause, because God put us on earth to be good stewards. And I feel like as a Christian, I should stay and be able to help and nurture it back to health.
No. I believe there are a lot of evil occupations and organizations, but I feel like if God really wanted to change them, then He would.
Organization is too evil.
Wherever there's people, there's going to be good and evil, but as a Christian, as a light of the world, sometimes we're called to dark places. So you can't be stagnant. You can't be stuck in the safe places. You can't stay in the four walls of the church, because when God's coming back for His church, He's coming back for the people. He's coming back for the body. He's coming back for the bride. He's not coming for the buildings. That stuff is going to be destroyed.
She preached on that.
Organization is too evil.
No, because just like before, God has no limits, so God can find a way through the smallest.
I believe God wants me to stay in the area of science. Ever since I took my grow in 11th grade, I've had so much love for it, and I actually do one day want to travel and work with missionaries and like health facilities and things like that.
Doing that work?
I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
Still working on it.
I think He wants me to work in like helping people, because I've always wanted to help people, and like I love kids, so maybe with like helping kids and helping them get through things, because I don't know, just helping people in general, have a general stuff.
I have no clue whatsoever.
How are you doing that work?
I believe that I'm doing work for God even now, because He uses us even when sometimes we don't realize we're being used. And I understand that more now. Like sometimes I'll just be put into a situation where I'm able to minister to somebody, or somebody's able to minister to me. So you never know how God's gonna move. So I just feel like, you know, you're as long as you're God's, He's going to use you, and He's going to use people to help you, even though you're helping everybody else or whatever your situation is.
So I'm a social work major, so it has something to do with people. But I've also kind of learned that having things figured out is not really, it's not possible at all for me right now in my life. But what is so important to have figured out is your faith in God. And I think that I'm learning currently that I kind of in the past, and when I say in the past, I mean like yesterday and the day before, was asking God for answers rather than just trying to know and love Him more. And I think that we as Christians need to just try and seek Him and know Him better and love Him more, and then the answer and our path for life will just become clear and feel natural. But I think it's also important to remember that we can serve God anywhere, whether that's in a corporate business or on the streets feeding homeless people. Like, God can be served doing whatever, wherever. It just depends on how you do it and with what motivation you do it and where your strength comes from and who you rely on in times of need. So I just think that you can serve God however. So my purpose in life is probably going to be to physically and emotionally help people, but that doesn't mean that that's the only way to serve God.